Okie dokie, I wrote this short little story some time ago, like maybe a few years back, but it's about this is what it is. And you see all those different flowers right there. There's some nice little photographs I took of various flowers. They all looked a little different, and I'll start my story by saying, by narrating what I wrote. A bunch of ladies got together one day and they started comparing themselves to others. Then a wise old lady overhears the conversation at a table nearby, and she says, "I could not help but hear you comparing which one of you looked the best and whose outfit was better. Yet may I ask each of you, when your husbands buy you flowers, which do you prefer?" One lady responded, "Well, I love roses. I love when my husband comes home with roses for me." Then the second lady responds, "I prefer lilies. I love how they differ from the average flower." Then another lady responds, "Well, me, I love a bouquet of sunflowers. It makes me feel like I'm out in some sunny field in the summertime." Then the old woman responds, "See, you all have different tastes for flowers, and each has its own beauty and uniqueness to itself. Now, why do you compare each other and quarrel over who looks the best? After all, are you guys all the same? Isn't each flower unique and has a form of elegance of her own? Why then should you compare each other as if God had not made you all unique in his own way, like all your differing choices of flowers?" And see, that is the truth. God has made us all unique. We are, as Psalm 91 says, we are fearfully and wonderfully made. And it talks about how God has knit us together in our mother's womb. And I praise you, O Lord, because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. And so I see a very interesting thing. We shouldn't compare ourselves with other people or compete. In fact, we should focus on what we are called to do as people who God created. We are created for his pleasure, his glory, and not just our own. In Revelations 4:11, it talks about how every person was created truly for the glory of God. Now, some people will decide to join that purpose, what God created them to do, and the life he wants them to live, or they can reject that. But, the truth is, if we choose to live how God wants us to live, and we become who he wants us to be and do what he wants us to do, we truly succeed in life, and we have no need to compare ourselves with anyone else, I've had to remind a friend before, he shouldn't compare himself with other ministers, those who share the message. And each of us is called by God to do our own separate, unique work for the Lord. And we shouldn't compare our appearance. We shouldn't compare our efforts. We should just do the best with what we got. Hope you found this little short story encouraging. God bless.